3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to another training video for WWSU Radio. In this training video, we're going to be talking about how to troubleshoot common issues for remote broadcasts. So normally, when you encounter an issue during a remote broadcast, DJ Controls is going to pop up a notification on your computer. It's going to be on top of all of your other windows, and it's going to flash at you and let you know that something is wrong. In addition, the WWSU radio station will sometimes send you to break automatically so that there's no silence on the air while you're taking the time necessary to fix these issues. So we're going to be talking about some of the issues you might encounter during a remote broadcast and what you should be looking for and checking if you encounter these issues. So first off, you might get a notification during your remote broadcast that says there was silence detected on your input devices and the broadcast will send to break. There's a few things you're going to want to check. The first thing you're going to want to do is go in the audio settings of DJ Controls and make sure your input devices are showing up and responding. So make sure the VU meter is moving when you're talking or playing music. Make sure that they are checked for remote broadcast input. Make sure you're actually streaming those devices during the remote broadcast and you didn't forget to check those boxes. And make sure the volume levels are good. Make sure they're averaging between 25% and 100% on the VU meters. You don't want them to be too quiet. For Bluetooth devices, so for instance, Bluetooth headphones and microphones, you want to make sure and check to see if maybe the Bluetooth connection disconnected. And if so, you're going to want to reconnect or replug your input device into your computer and then click the refresh button on the audio settings tab. That way you can refresh all of the audio devices and reconnect them. So those are some of the things you should check for silence detection. If all of those are still good and you can't find the issue, that is when you're going to want to let the engineer know because there might be a problem with the radio station audio or something wrong on the radio station end instead. Another thing you might encounter during your remote broadcast is a window saying that your audio quality is poor. Now for this issue, you're still going to be on the air. You're not going to be sent to break automatically for poor audio quality. So when you encounter this issue, you need to make a personal decision about when and if you're going to take a break to kind of investigate what's going on. So usually when you get a poor audio quality warning, that usually means that some sort of issue is happening that is causing your audio to sound very garbled or robotic or things like that on WWSU's end. And some common causes of poor audio quality like that include your network connection. So maybe you don't have enough bandwidth. Generally, I recommend 1 megabits per second or more of upload speed. Maybe your network is cutting in and out. It's not consistent. So you might want to try switching to another network connection or even using a mobile hotspot if you have one available to fix that. Now, when you switch network connections, DJ Controls should automatically reconnect the audio call for a remote broadcast once you're on your new network. So you shouldn't have to do anything in DJ Controls once you connect to a new network. You should also check for CPU and memory use on your computer. Maybe you're running some sort of program that is taking up a lot of processing or CPU use, or maybe you're running out of memory on your computer. Some common causes of that may be a very intensive web page that is running on your web browser, or maybe you're running a game or some other program that is taking up a lot of resource use. You're going to want to close those during your broadcast. You don't want anything resource intense to be running when you're doing a remote broadcast, because DJ Controls needs as much processing power as possible for the audio system in order to get the best quality audio on the air. Also check your input devices, because sometimes an input device may be lagging or struggling to communicate with your computer. So maybe you need to unplug and replug, or disconnect and reconnect your input devices, or even just click that refresh button on the audio tab just to refresh all of your audio devices. So that could be a common issue as well. And then the third common issue you may experience is a call disconnected window. This is when the audio call between your DJ controls and WWSU radio just flat out disconnects completely. This is usually caused by a network outage. So your network connection dropped, or WWSU's network connection dropped, or one of the programs crashed, either your DJ controls or the station's DJ controls crashed. Something happened and the connection was cut. You're obviously going to want to check your network connection, maybe switch to a mobile hotspot, and see if that helps. And again, if none of these issues seem to apply to you and you're still having issues, you may want to contact the engineer. You may even want to consider using a better computer, because I know from experience some of the older computers don't run DJ controls very well for remote broadcast, and they'll have frequent issues like garbled audio or just not being able to keep up and process audio for remote broadcast. So that concludes this video on common issues you may experience during a remote broadcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you later.